I am currently working as an engineer at a leading company in Bangladesh, having completed my MBA from IBA. My monthly salary is approximately 220,000 BDT. I got married 10 years ago. We have 2 children, one is 9 years old, and the other is 1.5 years old. My wife is a BCS doctor. I mentioned my job and salary right at the beginning because it has become one of the biggest sources of my mental agony. Whenever we have an argument, my wife frequently taunts me about my salary and professional status. She says, a person of my caliber cannot survive on such a low income. Yet, my entire salary is spent on running the household. Despite this, during fights, she says, I don't live on your money. Most of our arguments stem from very trivial matters. Since she is a doctor, she has to prepare for various professional examinations and study. I always try my best to ensure she gets quiet, uninterrupted time. I usually return home from work around 7 p.m. After that, I spend my time with the children until late at night, feeding them, looking after them, doing as much as possible as my own responsibility. After coming home, I consciously try to avoid using my phone or watching reels. However, my wife often spends that time watching reels, Facebook Lives, or engaging in other activities instead of studying. Then, around 12:30 a.m., she sits down to study, right when it is time to put our toddler to sleep. I have told her many times, please put the baby to sleep first, and then study for as long as you want. I say this because I also need rest to leave for my office at 7 a.m. the next morning. But whenever I bring this up, she accuses me of being envious of her career growth and claims that I am intentionally preventing her from studying. The reality is that I voluntarily take the kids to another room so that she can study peacefully for at least 1.5 to 2 hours. I even handle the logistics for her career advancement myself, such as paying her COAC. She often complains that she remains exhausted all day. Her office hours are from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. By the time she returns home from the hospital, it is around 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. After that, our younger child sleeps for a long duration. During this time, she either rests or uses her phone. Once I return home after 7 p.m., the responsibility of the children primarily falls on me. From feeding them snacks to spending time with them until late night, I handle it. She stays nearby but remains glued to her phone most of the time. We have 3 domestic helpers at home, along with a separate cook. My wife also has an office vehicle provided for her hospital commute, even though the hospital is very close to our house. She cooks occasionally, and she cooks very well. She is fundamentally a good person, and I am absolutely certain that she has no bad habits or extramarital affairs. However, her temper, her tendency to say deeply hurtful things in the heat of the moment, comparing her life with others, and her excessive phone usage are constantly disrupting the peace of our household. In yesterday's argument, out of sheer anger, I mentioned for the very first time that I would divorce her. In contrast, over the last 10 years, she has brought up divorce countless times, but I never did. After every fight, I am always the one who has to apologize just to sustain the relationship. She never says sorry. There is no scope to make her understand through my parents-in-law either, as she does not listen to them and often loses her temper with them over various issues. In truth, I do not want a divorce. I simply want a peaceful, dignified family life, a home where differences of opinion may exist, but without screaming, insults, and belittling each other. A place where 2 people listen to and respect one another. Our eldest child suffers from ADHD. The constant arguments during his early childhood might have had a negative impact on his psychological development. Do not want our younger child to grow up in the same toxic environment. I also do not want to endure constant humiliation. I have my own exhaustion, I need rest too. Rest and peace are required for both of us, not just one. My questions. How can I make my wife understand that I am not her competitor, but rather a life partner standing right by her side? How can we build a relationship where mutual respect is maintained even during disagreements? Do all working women truly find themselves compelled to dedicate less time to household chores or their children upon returning home, or does this vary from person to person? I look forward to your constructive advice, experiences, and perspectives.